Hello, everyone, and welcome to an update on the Treehouse Red Rum case. For those of you who are new here or can't remember all the cases we are doing, this is the case with Tyrone Tucker, the man who was pro se, the man who was late for court multiple days, the guy who had a lot of attitude in court. He really wanted to talk about everything else but the case. It's the case where we had the lady who used to be a detective and now was a 911 operator because she had mistakes in 17 out of 19 cases or something like that. It was an absolute S show. But also, it was a really weak case from the state. And we knew that because the getaway driver had gotten time served in a red rum case, which to all of us, I think, was kind of, And the evidence they had against him was also really weak, in my opinion. I think he was lucky that he got a hung jury. He was the guy who brought in a woman on her deathbed on a Zoom call. I thought she passed away in the middle of the interview. It was a strange case, but he got a hung jury, and he was saying he was going to fight this. He was going to keep on doing this. His wife had been on multiple shows talking about they were fighting, fighting, fighting. But because, as always, there is a but. He did take a plea deal. He pled guilty to robbery with a deadly weapon while masked. The state dropped the charges: aggravated assault with a deadly weapon while masked, battery while masked with a deadly weapon, aggravated battery with deadly weapon while masked, and it says tamp with. I think that means tampering with the evidence, but I'm not sure. So he pled guilty to the robbery. And what does that cost? Nothing. Because what he has to do is credit for time served 910 days. He walks away, state prison, 910 days. So he walks away now from this case, a case that he swore he would use to show how corrupt the system was, that he would bring up all of these things. I thought it would be stupid to do that because that was kind of what sunk him in the first trial. But I think this is the absolute best outcome for him in this case. Because whenever you are shaking the dice and throwing them in front of the jury, you will always have a chance that you can be found guilty, even in a case this week, because he wasn't keeping his eye on the ball. He wasn't looking at the facts. He wanted to prove a conspiracy, a cover up, and it's just not. Kind of like I said yesterday, I think in the Karen Reed case, the defense have to narrow their defense, because if it gets too much, the jury will just sit there and think, what is this even about? But Tyrone Tucker is a free man after a plea deal. We, of course, hope that everything will be wonderful for him from now on. He used to be married to a wealthy woman. They divorced. I don't know. She's been fighting alongside him in this case, so maybe they'll find their way back together. But the Treehouse murder trial has now been fixed. It's no longer a Treehouse murder case. It's an aggravated robbery. But them's the beans, and sometimes you take a plea deal when you get as good as a plea deal as you got from this one. You don't get a murder charge against you, and you have time served. I would have done the same.